Hello, aspirants. Welcome to this special session on UPSC Essay Paper 2026 analysis. As we all know that UPSC 2026 mains examination is going on and the essay paper was concluded on 21st of August 2026 on Friday, and currently PS papers are going on. So today we are going to decode the essay paper of this year. Now, what are we supposed to do today? So, first of all, we will have a glance at the essay paper. We are going to decode the major themes of this year's paper. And today we will focus on section A. Okay, so we know that there are two sections in an essay paper. So, today we will decode each and every topic of section A. Okay, so let us proceed with the session. So this is the essay paper of 2026, and we all know that there are two sections, section A and section B. In each section, four topics are given, and out of the four topics, you need to attempt one topic. So one topic from section A, one topic from section B, okay? And you are supposed to write an essay in the word limit of 1000 to 1200 words. Generally, 10 to 12 pages are allocated for writing each essay. So let us have a look at section A's topics. So the first topic is oxymorons reflect the ironies of life. The second topic is a grateful mind is very beautiful. Third topic is a thorn is a changed bird. Fourth topic, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that gets trampled. So this is a section A. Look at the section B. Nature is the symbol of the spirit. Question number 6. A well-educated mind will always have more questions than answers. Question number 7. Shelving hard decisions is the least ethical course. And question number 8. A good leader is one who follows the followers. So these are the broad essay topics for this year. And now let us try to understand the major themes of essay, okay? Now, if you look at the major themes, philosophy dominates. If you look at question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 5, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 5, these are the philosophical topics. So definitely philosophical topics dominate. If you look at the question number 7, this one, this is related to your ethics. So if you want to have a good hold over philosophical topics and ethics topic, you need to be very good with your ethics paper. So your GS paper 4, the thorough preparation of GS paper 4 will definitely help you in attempting such essay topics. Okay. Then if you look at the question number 8, a good leader is one who follows the followers. This is related to governance. This is related to leadership. Okay. And if you look at this, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that gets trampled. So this is more or less related to your society, power dynamics, okay, impact on the weakened sections of the society. So that is the broad theme. So what can we conclude? What are the broad themes? So philosophy dominates. Then human behavior. You know, the second question, a grateful mind is very beautiful. Gratitude making question. Okay. So that is related to human behavior. Ethics, question number 7 is directly related to your ethics paper. Then question number 4, which is basically related to your society and power dynamics. And then you have the next theme related to leadership and governance. Okay. So what does UPSC expect from you? So UPSC expects you to convert these abstract ideas into a real life essay with full of liveliness, with full of examples and multiple dimensions. Okay. So that is an attribute of a good essay where you are converting these abstract ideas into a beautiful piece of a writing which is full of examples, liveliness, and multidimensional. Okay. So let us explore one after another each and every topic. Okay. So first we'll focus on section A for the day. Okay. So let's begin with the very first topic in section A. Oxymorons reflect the ironies of life. Okay. Focus on the word. First of all, we'll decode the word oxymoron. Now, what do you mean by oxymoron? Oxymoron is basically a contradictory words. Okay. Like for example, bitter, sweet. So bitter, sweet, or you can say bitter truth. So these two are Antonyms. Okay, these two are antonyms. Okay, so this is depicting a contradictory ideology, bitter and sweet. Yet another example, we can take living dead. Okay, so you are saying that a person is living, at the same time he is dead. Okay, so it's a contradiction. Now if you convert it into phrases, so you can convert it into like success with sacrifice. So you are successful, but then there are so many sacrifices. Okay, you can mention freedom with responsibility. So yet you are free, but still you are responsible. Okay, freedom with responsibility. So these are the literal interpretations of oxymoron. Okay, now the essay says that oxymorons reflect the ironies of life. Yes, oxymorons apparently reflect the contradictory nature of life. So you cannot you cannot talk about a single person whose life is like a straight line. There is no ups and downs. You cannot find a single person in this world. Every person has to go through the cycle of ups and downs. And in each and every person's life, oxymorons will be there. And that is actually the apparent truth of the life that essay wants to say. Okay. So how can you begin this essay? So as you all know that essay has a structure, IBC, introduction, body, and conclusion. Okay, as I have mentioned in my previous session, that introduction, you need to write 2 to 3 paragraphs in the introductory part. Okay, and introduction could begin with an example, with an anecdote, whatever you feel comfortable, or yet another quote. You can use it for the introductory purpose. Okay, I will give you one example for this essay, which you can use as an introduction. Like, for example, you can give us scenario, a story. You can convert this into a scenario, into a story, where there's a young doctor who underwent the study of MBBS, who became a very accomplished surgeon, who is a famous personality, saving millions of lives. Okay, so definitely a very accomplished, successful doctor. Unfortunately, his father suffered a heart attack and he was not able to save his father. So, this is a contradictory nature of a life. His father supported him to become a doctor. His father financed his education, made him a doctor. He became a doctor. He was able to save so many people. But at the end, when his father needed him the most, he was not able to serve his father. He was not able to save his father. Okay. So a healer who healed so many was not able to heal, not able to protect, not able to save his own father. And that is the contradictory nature of a life. So you can elaborate this and you can convert it into a beautiful anecdote. The next example, this example is from my neighborhood. So in my neighborhood, there is a music teacher who has his own music academy. And that person, he has pursued education in music and he knows playing multiple instruments. Okay, like he's very good at tabla, he's very good at playing sitar, he's very good at playing harmonium, then even piano. Okay, so many instruments that sir is able to play. He has his own academy, and many students every year enroll into that academy and learn from him. But I will tell you his contradictory thing of his life. He is not able to teach his own son. The reason is that his son is handicapped. His son has no hands. And as a result, he is imparting education to so many students. He's teaching them to play the musical instruments, but at the end of the day, when he look at his son, he feels so sad that this is the contradictory nature of life, that I know to play so many instruments, I'm able to teach it to so many students. But at the end, I'm not able to comprehend, devolve this knowledge to my own son. And that is the bitter pain of his life. Okay. So when I was interacting with him, he literally told me, I feel so sorry that I know to play so many instruments. I have so many instruments. My own academy is there. But at the end of the day, I'm not able to transfer this knowledge to my own son. Okay. So that is the contradictory nature of life. And this happens in everyone's life. Okay. So that is the essay. So in the first 2 paragraphs, you need to, with the anecdote, you need to decode the main theme of the essay. And as I have mentioned that in the third paragraph, you need to write your thesis statement, what you're going to explore in this essay. And then comes your body part. So in the body part, you need to support the essay with arguments. Okay, so you have to present arguments in favor of the essay. Plus, you have to present even the counter dimensions, the counter arguments as well. Okay. So, first of all, when I talk about the arguments part, so now we are going to move towards the body part of the essay, where we are going to look at this part, arguments. Okay. Now, in order to write these arguments and in order to support this essay, you have to give many dimensions. So, you can begin writing with an individual perspective. So, you can give examples of individuals' livelihood, then you can move towards social dimension. So these are the different dimensions which you need to give in this essay. Okay. So individual dimension, social, then you can give economic dimension, you can give political dimension. Okay. You can give international dimension, national, international. Fine. So in this way, you can present the many dimensions in this essay. Fine. Now, individual dimension, what example you can give? So you can give an example of an individual personality where today he is very much successful, but this success came at the cost of lot of hardships, lot of sacrifices. Okay, so you can give example of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, people used to look at his success that, oh, he became the first president of South Africa. But what hardships he underwent, what sacrifices he had to do, that you need to comprehend. Okay. So Nelson Mandela, for 27 years, he was under imprisonment, rigorous imprisonment. Okay. So for 27 youthful years, he was suffering in jail. And after that pain, after that suffering, finally, he became the first president of South Africa and he ended the apartheid system. So people look at his success, but he went immense pain, immense hardship, and that is the contradictory nature of life. He went through pain to get that joy. So, joy and pain are the two contradictory aspects of life you are mentioning over here. That he underwent immense pain, immense suffering to get that joy. Okay. You can give any other example of your choice. This is just one example. Okay. Then, at the social perspective, what examples we can give? So, you can mention that today we have so many social networking sites, like we have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, okay, WhatsApp. So many social networking sites are there. Yet, people feel lonely, people feel sad, people are isolated. Okay, you can give an example of a house, okay, where father is busy chit chatting on his phone with his friends, mother is busy in scrolling the reels, a child is sitting in a corner and he is looking at the YouTube videos. Okay, so this is the present scenario. Yet, though they are busy in their social networking sites, at the end of the day, because of the lack of the communication within the family, they are feeling isolated. There is a loneliness. Okay, and that results into anxiety, depression, weakened relationships, increasing divorce rates, okay, separation. So that is a social dimension. That what a contradictory nature is there. You have technology, at the same time you are feeling isolated, you are feeling lonely. So that is a contradictory nature at the social level. Then at the economic level, you can give the example, a beautiful example. You can write a story of a country where it is progressing economically. So there is an economic growth, but at the same time, there is a growing inequality, economic inequality. You can give example of any country to that matter. You can give example of our own country, India. You can mention that as per IMF, India is fastest growing economy. But at the same time, as per the Oxford research Oxford Institute study, there is a very growing economic inequality in our country at the same time. So growth is coming at what cost? At the cost of economic inequality. There is a poverty in our country. A considerable section of Indian population is below poverty line. You can mention that there is a rising unemployment in our country. So we are getting growth. So it's a positive thing. There's economic growth. At the same time, we have a contradictory nature. There is poverty, there is unemployment, there is economic inequality. So that is a contradictory aspect which you need to present. Okay. Similarly, at the political dimension, you can write that our constitution guarantees right to equality as a fundamental right. Still, we suffer from the issue of gender biasness. Okay. Today, also, very few female parliamentarians are there in our country. Okay. Even you can write about this depressed classes, minorities. Okay. So, in this manner, one story says that it is a fundamental right. At the same time, we have a contradictory scenario in our country. Okay, so in this manner, you need to give multiple examples and you have to throw different dimensions. Okay, then internationally also, you can mention about the different international aspects. I'll give you one aspect. When India went to Pakistan for peace, if you remember, our Prime Minister, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was trying to uh, do peace with Pakistan during his prime ministership. And at that time, the Pakistani Prime Minister was Nawaz Sharif. So he went to Pakistan, had peace talks with Nawaz Sharif, and they were trying to mend the India Pakistan relationship on the note of goodness and friendship. But at the end, what did we got? Or what, sorry, what did we get? We indeed got war. Pakistan's army chief, Parvez Musharraf, he sent intruders into the Kargil area, and that escalated into the Kargil war. So we were expecting peace. We went for a peace, but what did we get? We got war. So that is a contradictory nature of life. Okay. So in this manner, you can give different dimensions, different examples to support your main essay argument. Okay. Now you have to even contradict as well. So what could be the counter argument for this? Okay. So definitely, you need to write that. Definitely, the contradictory aspects will come in everyone's life, but it is up to us how to make these contradictions into a positive, healthy aspect of growth. Okay. So contradictions cannot always be negative. Sometimes these contradictions are the opportunities for growth, or these contradictions are the opportunities of good learning, and we can actually convert them into a sound perspective for our growth. Okay, so how you can support this? You can support this, for example, we'll take the example of Satyagraha. Okay, so colonial government considered Satyagraha as an attribute of weak. According to them, Satyagraha was an attribute of weak, following the path of non-violence, truth, and patience and resilience. So they used to make mockery of Gandhi and Satyagraha. Oh, with this weapon of weak Satyagraha, you are going to get freedom. No, no. But what did Gandhi did? Gandhi used this contradictory scenario and converted it into positive one. So according to British, this was a weapon of weak. Gandhi converted this into a strength, and we got our freedom on the basis of Satyagraha. Getting it? So life will throw this contradictory things. It is up to you how to change them into a positive note. Okay. One more example, we can take the example of Abdul Kalam, APJ. Okay. Now his life was full of poverty. Like he was from a poor Tamilian family, uh, Tamil Muslim family, very poor. Okay. Slowly and gradually, he converted his challenges into a productive aspect, and rest is the history. He became the missile man of India, people's president, the most loving president of our country. So, in this manner, you have to give a counter perspective also. Okay, every time the challenges will come. Life is ultimately of ups and downs only. So, contradictions will come. But then, whether to take it from the negative perspective or to take it from the positive perspective and change it into a positive opportunity for growth is up to us. And then you can, yeah, you have to give more examples and counter arguments. And finally, you can end the essay on a note, conclude the essay on a note. Life is not a straight line. It is not a straight line. It is going to be a battle of ups and downs. Everywhere you will see this ups and downs in each and everyone's life. Okay. But these ups and downs are nothing but these are the experiences. And learning through these experiences will actually make your life meaningful. And it will make your life journey truly enjoying and worthy. Fine. So in this manner, you can write this essay. Okay. I hope the basic idea of the essay is intelligible to you. And this is a basic idea which I wanted to give you. On this basic idea, you can further develop your own idea and you can add more dimensions, more examples, and you can write this essay. Okay. I hope the first topic of the essay is clear. Let us move towards the next topic. So the next topic is a grateful mind is very beautiful. Now, this seems to be a very simple line. A grateful mind is very beautiful. What do you mean by grateful mind? Grateful mind means a person who always acknowledges others' efforts. Okay. That is gratitude. So, acknowledging gratitude, saying thank you. Okay. So, such people, such mind who always expresses gratitude, says thank you, such a mind is a very beautiful one. Okay. So, a simple essay, but remember that the simple essay topics are not that simple. They are actually very difficult to comprehend and write. Okay. Now, if you write your entire essay on this note only, saying thank you is good, people saying thank you are really very generous people, then it would create a very monotonous piece of writing. No, again, here also, first of all, give an anecdote, give an example where explain that literally like expressing your gratitude makes you feel very happy, blissful. Okay, explain that, give the thesis, give the arguments, and give the counter arguments as well. Okay, so how you can begin this essay? You can give an example of a farmer. Okay, so a farmer is there who is waiting for rains. Okay, after months of drought, he is just waiting for that drop of rain to come. And one fine day, it happened so. The rain god showered uh, rain, okay, showered water. And farmer was so happy, like his eyes were full of tears. But these tears were tears of gratitude. These tears were tears of hope, joy, a tears of a fruitful future, a tears which showed him the picture that this rain will convert his field into a bountiful harvest, which will give him the food security, the financial stability, and in return, he expressed his gratitude to Mother Nature, to Rain God, okay, offered his prayers. So, definitely, that shows that gratitude is a very beautiful expression to cherish. Okay, it makes you happy, it spreads happiness. Okay, but just saying thank you is not enough. You need to acknowledge the efforts of others, and in return you need to give them back as well. Okay, so just saying thank you will not do the work. You have to give it back to that individual, to that nation, to that society, to global the global village, as we say in India, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Okay, so that perspective you need to develop. Fine. So how you can devolve this essay. So gratitude is not just saying thank you, but it actually involves so many core values. So what are the values associated with this one word gratitude? Humility, okay, kindness, mercy, contentment, happiness. So you need to devolve all these core values expressions while writing this essay of a grateful mind is very beautiful. Okay, and then you need to comprehend this. So first of all, write on a positive note that literally a grateful mind, a person who expresses his gratitude, acknowledges, is really a beautiful one. And you can give more examples for this. Like, for example, you can begin this by giving an example at the individual level. For the individual level, the best example is of Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. Now, if you look at the life of Sachin Tendulkar today he is regarded as a legend in the field of cricket. He's considered to be god of cricket, right? And legend. But if you look at his life journey, and at each and every step of his life, he cherishes his journey and expresses his gratitude to all the people who helped him in reaching that level. Okay. So you need to understand that achieving success is not an individual uh, goal. Behind every successful personality, there are so many people who contribute to that person. So Sachin always acknowledges his family for all his contribution. Okay, so actually, Sachin's brother was very good cricket player, but the family could afford the coaching of only one child, either Sachin or his brother. Brother thought that Sachin has the better ability to play, and as a result, his brother sacrificed his goal and he encouraged Sachin to go ahead and accomplished his dream. So, can you imagine a brother sacrifice his dream to fulfill his brother's dream? And Sachin always acknowledges his contribution. Not only this, Sachin acknowledges the contribution of his friends, of his teacher, of his entire family, and he literally respects them. Not only this, after achieving that success, he's giving back to society. So he is grateful to his family, he's grateful to this society, to this nation, and now he's giving back. How is giving back? By philanthropy. Okay, by donations, by fundings, he is giving it back. So gratitude is not just acknowledging the efforts, but at the same time, you have to give it back to your family, to your society, to your nation, which Sachin is doing. So this is the example at the individual level. You can give the example at the societal level also. Okay, so at the societal level, the society which acknowledges the efforts of the individuals, like if you see, there are certain societies in which there are so many programs where they acknowledge the contributions of the senior citizens, of the important achievements of the different members of the society. Literally such society enhances, grows, and it generates a mutual bond of love, affection, who readily help each other to grow, and that is very important to build the social fabric. Okay, so you can give the example of any society level example which you have with you. Okay, you can even give the example of a Jain community. If you look at the Jain community, even the Marwadi community, okay, they help each other so much, especially Marwadis. Okay, if any family member or even any relative wants to start a business, the entire community will come, do the funding, and help that person to start the business from scratch, and will support that person. And once that person will become successful, he will help someone else from that community to grow the business. So what they are doing, they are helping each other, which is helping the entire community to grow. And how they are repaying the gratitude, they are repaying their gratitude by helping the other members of the community to grow as well. So if this is a good example, if such an example you are setting in front of your society, definitely that society will work for all, and together they will grow. So like that, you can give an example. Okay, and then you can even give example at the national level. At the national level, India always acknowledges the help given to her by all the important countries. Like especially during the initial phase, Soviet Union helped India with respect to the food security of our country, especially during the Indo-Pak War of 1971, when the Bangladeshi crisis was happening. At that time, India signed a treaty of friendship with Soviet Union, and literally Soviet Union supported India with all the defense machinery, tanks, fighter jets, and with all that help, India was able to win that war. And India always acknowledged the help given by Soviet Union. Even after the disintegration of Soviet Union, India maintained that cordial relations with Russia. And India has always acknowledged that Russia has been a big brother to India in all its difficult phases. Even in the United Nations, Russia had used veto so many times to save India, or to be in favor of India. Being a permanent member of UN, Russia used its leverage to help India. So, and India has always acknowledged that help given by Russia. Okay, so in this manner, and even in the times when whenever Russia needs Indian help, India has also supported it. Okay, not only this, India has given this back to other nations. So, like Russia had been a big brother to India, India has also given this to other neighboring countries. India has been a big brother to all the neighboring countries: Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Okay, whenever there are crises in these nations, India is the first one to respond. In Nepal, when there was a earthquake in 2015, India was the first country to respond, give help. Indonesia, when there was a massive tsunami, India was the first country to provide the aid. Okay, same with Sri Lanka. Whenever there are crises, India is the first one to respond. So, what India learned from Russia, definitely India reciprocated it, and India helped the other countries as well. Okay, and today we know that India is a big brother to all these countries. India is known as a soft power. Okay, so in this manner, a grateful mind is definitely very beautiful. So this is a very positive arguments which you are giving. At the same time, you need to give a counter argument as well. Now, see, your gratitude should not become blind loyalty. Now, what is the meaning of this? Now, just because a particular person helped you, That does not mean if that person is doing something wrong, you will blindly support that person. Why? Because at one point of time, that person helped me. No, that should not happen. Okay. So gratitude should not become blind loyalty. It should not become servility. Okay. In the name of gratitude, you should not accept injustice. I'll give you one example for this. So Russia, okay, we always expressed our gratitude towards Russia. But when Russia invaded Ukraine and the Russia-Ukraine war began, what was India's approach? Did India support Russia? Rather, Indian leadership talked for peace. Indian leadership talked for ending the war. And Indian leadership emphasized on deliberation and discussion and finding solutions. So definitely we are grateful for whatever help Russia has given us. Even today also, Russia has helped us in defense, in setting up nuclear power plants in our country. But that does not mean that gratitude will become a blind loyalty. Whatever you will do, we will support you. That cannot happen. Okay. So like that, you have to give even the counter arguments as well. Fine. I hope it is pretty clear. And in this manner, you can attempt this essay. Okay. So you can mention that definitely gratitude makes you more and more humble. But if there are differences in the opinion, acknowledge that differences of opinion. Do not allow your gratitude to get converted into blindfold loyalty or get converted into servility. Okay, like that, you can end this essay. So let us move towards the next topic. So I hope this topic is clear. Let us move towards the question number 3. Okay, so question number 3, a thorn is a changed bud. So this is a metaphor, okay? So a thorn and a bud. If you know from biology, what is a thorn? Thorn is a modified form of stem or a bud, okay? So actually it was a bud, and this bud was supposed to get converted into a beautiful flower, blooming flower, and probably that flower would get converted into a fruit. But because of the environmental circumstances, because of the temperature, environment, water factor, this bud got converted into thorn, a defense mechanism. Fine. So now you can relate. So a bud was there, which was supposed to get converted into a beautiful, colorful flower, bloom into a flower, become a fruit. But because of the circumstances, it got converted into thorny, spiky thorns. Yeah. Now you can relate it with the real examples. I'll give you one example to get a better clarity of the essay. Life of Adolf Hitler. Okay. Now, if you look at the life journey of Adolf Hitler, Hitler from the very young age. Okay, so basically he was a bud. He came into this world as a baby. He wanted to bloom like a flower, get converted into fruit, right? That were his aspirations. But the circumstances made him thorn. How? Okay, so his first of all, his family. His father was abusive. Abusive. He used to drink and come back at home, hit his mother, hit Hitler. Hitler had a younger brother, so his father was very abusive, and from childhood itself, he had seen that violence, domestic violence, abuse. Okay, his father died because of the state of inebriation, over drinking. His father died. After his father's death, the financial condition became pathetic. His mother used to work as a maid in others' house and feed Hitler and his brother. Hitler was very much connected to his younger brother. He was very fond of his younger brother. But what a sad aspect of life. His younger brother died due to measles. And that shattered Hitler's faith in love, faith in God, faith in life. Okay. And then he and his mother, only two were there. Unfortunately, his mother was detected with cancer. And Hitler and the family did not have enough money to treat her, and his mother also died, and Hitler was all alone now. uh, Now, what to do? That was a big challenge. Okay. Now, Hitler wanted to become a painter. He loved painting. Okay. So he decided to get himself enrolled in the Vienna School of Arts. So he went there to get an admission. However, the teacher over there in the Vienna School of Art rejected Hitler's application. And now he was at back to stage zero. Literally, he used to sell pens and small products on road. He used to sleep on footpath. That was his life. Okay, so a person who wanted to become a bud, who wanted to become a flower, wanted to become a fruit, because of the circumstances of life. Okay, the difficulties of his life made him so rigid that now, when the World War I started and Germany participated in the World War I, German monarch gave a call to youngsters to join military. Hitler joined military as a means of survival because he had nothing at that point of time to survive. So, as a means of survival, he joined, and then all this life experiences made him thorn. Thorn in the sense, and we know what he did. After World War I, Germany had to surrender, and a Treaty of Versailles was signed. A lot of war compensation was imposed on Germany. Germany underwent hyperinflation. And out of all the circumstances, Hitler emerged as the dictator of Germany, and he was the one who provoked the world to World War II. And he killed 6 million Jewish people in the name of Holocaust. Okay. So, this story will help you to connect with the theme of the essay. Okay. Now, the question is, so this is one perspective of this essay, but can this be applicable to everyone? So, every person who wants to, who is a bud, who wants to blossom into fruit and flower, okay, can everyone change himself into, can everyone become a thorn? Now, that depends upon an individual. That depends upon individual personality, individual perspective. I'll give you an example, counter example of Japan. Okay. Japan too participated in World War II. And Japan was not ready to surrender because that is the Japanese military spirit. Until and unless soldiers are ready to fight, we are going to fight. What did America do to make Japan surrender? Dropped atomic bombs. Okay. Now, Japan was a bud who wanted to grow into a flower of fruit, wanted to become a power, world power. Okay. But what happened? A big bomb came, which devastated its two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A generation was just wiped out with the nuclear disaster. Okay. So Japan could have become thorn, very rigid. I will take the revenge of America. I will now produce atomic bombs and I will now throw that atomic bombs on America, and I will eradicate America. But did Japan do it? No. What did Japan do? Japan once again tried to become a bud. So Japan focused on reconstruction, rehabilitation. It became a bud, and from bud, it started to move on the journey of flower and fruit. That is, slowly and gradually, first of all, it settled down, came out of the consequences of that atomic bombing. Slowly and gradually began to rebuild the Japanese society, enhance their moral spirit, and then focused on industrialization, technological advancement. And once again, Japan became a technological power, an industrialized nation. So that is a very beautiful journey. That it was a bud, it was on the verge of becoming a fruit, a power, but a big storm came in the form of the atomic bombs, where it could have become more and more disastrous. But instead of becoming a thorn, a disastrous, it again channelized its energy and became a beautiful fruit. Okay. So this is one example. One more example I can give. This is the example of Arunima Sinha. Okay. So Arunima Sinha, a very dynamic, dashing girl, okay, a bud, okay, wanted to bloom, but a storm came in her life. She met with a tragic accident and she lost her leg. Now, she could have sat down, cried, wept, and give up everything. Probably went into depression, anxiety, ended her life. But she did not give up. What did she do? With that amputation, she worked on herself and she became the first female amputee to climb Mount Everest. So that is the beauty, okay, of Arunima Sinha. So like that, with the examples, you can give a counter argument that definitely challenges will come, will try to weaken you, but then it's up to you whether you want to convert your bud into a flower, into a fruit, or you want to go and become a thorn. Okay, so I hope this particular perspective is clear, and by adding more value addition, by adding more examples, you can conclude this essay. Okay. Now, coming towards the last topic for the day, today we'll end with the last topic. Okay. So, the last topic from the section A was when two elephants fight, it is the grass that gets trampled. Okay. So, let us decode. So, this is a proverb which you need to decode. Okay. So, what is the literal meaning of this? When the powerful actors conflict, it is the weaker sections who are the one who suffer, or who are the ones who get trampled. Okay. So elephants over here depict what? So these elephants could depict powerful states. So you can relate this during Cold War, Russia and America were fighting. Okay. So all the weakened nations, they were getting trampled. Okay. Political parties, when the major political parties fight, okay, for the sake of power, common people are the ones who suffer. Corporations, institutions, you can give example of the social groups, okay, powerful individuals, okay. So in this manner, two elephants over here suggest the power groups, okay. And grass over here, this grass, it represents the ordinary people, in the sense it represents ordinary citizens who suffer, okay, vulnerable communities who suffer, workers, then small businesses, marginalized group, okay, all that. And fight represents conflict, competition, war, political confrontation, economic rivalry, all that. Okay. So this is the literal meaning of this essay. Okay. Now to this essay, you can begin with any anecdote of your choice. Okay. You can give an example of a Cold War period when two superpowers were fighting, how the proxy nations were suffering. You can give an example of North Korea, South Korea. Okay. North Korea, South Korea. So actually, Korea was a colony of Japan. So when Japan surrendered in World War II, Korea became a free country. Okay. Now it was a scenario of a Cold War where two big countries were fighting, Russia and USSR. So Russia, USA and USSR. Okay. So USSR began to influence a certain part of Korea to get it converted into communism. That part was the north part of Korea. So looking at this, immediately America came. America went to south part of Korea and began to influence to get them converted into capitalism and introduce over here democracy. And that resulted into a big dispute between two parts of Korea. And unfortunately, the result of this entire dispute of these two power camps was that Korea had to be divided into two parts, North Korea and South Korea, where North Korea became communist nation and today it is a dictator communist country, and South Korea became a democratic nation. And ultimately, who suffered in all this? The weaker nation, South Korea. The common citizens of this country, they suffered. Okay. So that is an example when two elephants fight. It is the grass, the weaker nations, the common citizens, ordinary people, they are the ones who get trampled under it. Okay. Many more examples of this you can give, not just this one example. There are so many examples which you can mention over here. Okay. Then you can even talk about corporations. Okay, you can talk about market conflicts. Okay, the conflicts between two big companies can result into the losses, can result into the issues for the consumers, for the workers, for the small enterprises. okay, if you know about the oil price issues. Okay, so because of the oil price issues, the oil cartels and all, okay, the Gulf countries decrease the prices because of the influence of Russia and USA. But who suffers? The common people and the countries like India who are dependent on them. Okay, so like that, you can give different examples. You can give the political examples also, the examples of political polarization. Okay, society conflicts between the dominant groups because of which the common people suffer. You can even give example of environmental perspective also. You can add, okay, the competition between the nations for the resources finally affect the development, finally affect the common people. So in this manner, you can give the examples. Okay. At the same time, you can mention that this competitions, this fights could be converted into healthy ones if we have proper institutions. Okay, so actually, if you have institutions at place, they can protect the weaker sections. Like, for example, in our country, we have a constitution. So, for generations, the upper caste, for their dominance, Brahmins and Kshatriyas, for their dominance, they made the use of the lower caste communities who suffered. But ultimately, our constitution came who assured rights to these lower classes. So if there are proper institutions, we have Indian judiciary to protect them. Okay, you can write about the world organizations as well, UN, but UN is not that powerful. But yes, you can mention civil society can play a greater role in this. Okay, so in this manner, if we have proper institutions, then even these societies or these weakened sections could be protected. Okay, so problem is not merely that elephant fight. The problem is absence of capable institutions to protect the grass. Okay, so definitely everywhere competition will be there. Everywhere fights will happen, and sometimes healthy competition, healthy fights are also required for the growth. But this does not mean that you will exploit the weaker sections. Okay, competition is acceptable for the healthy growth, but at the same time you require an institution to protect the weak. Like for example, you can give one more example for this. The Competition Commission of India is there. Okay, so if there is any unhealthy strategy is used by the corporations, Competition Commission of India immediately intervenes to stop that unhealthy competition and protect the weaker companies. If you know, when Geo came in the market, so Geo came in the market, and because of the Geo free plans, you know, free internet plans and all which Geo introduced, many telecom companies were rounded up. Okay, majority of them, they were winded up because of the Geo's free plan and the losses they suffered. But Competition Commission of India intervened, tried to take efficient measures, and certain companies were able to stand in front of Jio, like we have Bharti Airtel. Today also it is performing well. Then Vodafone, to a greater extent, even it is there. Okay, so if you have the proper institutions, the things can be brought under control. Okay, so like that you can give the counter argument as well. Okay, you can give the solution, like in the world also, when the wars are going on between Israel and Iran, even that could be solved if UN is empowered. Okay, so like that, you can give examples and you can end this essay. So even this essay is a very simple and beautiful one where you can use so many historical, political, economic, so many examples are there which you can put it. Okay, so whenever a topic comes to you, first of all, decode the topic on the rough paper. Try to write the different dimensions. Okay, first of all, what arguments, what should be my flow of essay, what am I going to write in this essay? Okay, that you have to think about. Then what all arguments I need to give, what all examples I need to give for my arguments, what all counter arguments I need to give, and how I'm going to conclude that essay. And conclude the essay on the note of a good note where you are giving some solution. Okay, so in this manner this paper could be these topics could be attempted. Today we have completed the section A of the 2026 essay paper. In the upcoming session, we will cover the section B part, as well. Okay. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the essay. Enjoyed the session. And if you have any issues, you can put it into the comment box. Okay. Thank you.